The Olympics will soon bring the eyes of the world to Italy. But before the games begin, let us transport you to the amazing host country. We'll share the incredible places full of beauty and history.
Gelato al cioccolato.
And introduce you to the people who make these places so special.
Colosseum.
This is Journey to Italy. Thanks for inviting us in. I'm Scott Swan.
And I'm Angela Buckman.
For 2 decades, WTHR has been the nation's leader in Olympic coverage. We send crews to the games, and we also visit the host country months before the cauldron is lit in search of great human interest stories.
We've taken viewers to Greece, Italy, China, British Columbia, England, Russia, Brazil, Japan, South Korea, France, and now back to Italy.
Photographer Steve Rhodes and I traveled all over the Olympic host country. We found great stories in the big cities and off the beaten path. So settle in for our journey to Italy. We want to begin with the food and the women who know how to make it better than anyone.
When they book, they think it's a cooking class. What they got is a little bit more than a cooking class. You have the hug at the end of personal space. What are you doing? You have the mess. Yelling. They're not yelling, they're speaking, you know, it's just our tone of voice. They have the experience of cooking with the nonna. That can be dangerous. And eating with the nonna, that can be dangerous too, because she will feed you until it will explode. Hello, my name is Chiara, and welcome to Palombara Sabina. I grew up here in this village, and 8 years ago, I started this project called Handmade Pasta with Grandma. I showed a picture with my phone, and I posted that on the social media, and I wrote, hey, who wants to cook with Grandma today? What I didn't expect is that the world answered. And suddenly we have people walking in our streets, in the middle of nowhere in Italy, looking for the pasta grandma. That it was my grandma. There were the other grandmas around the neighborhood, because here everybody knows each other. And they started to casually knock at our door when there were our American tourists inside and say, I know how to make pasta, me too. And I say, okay, come in. All the grandmothers, they started to be part of this project, and so it became like a community business.
So Grandma, you will be your chef for one day and we'll teach you everything.
Then we were asked to have a TV show.
The nonni are coming to New York!
And we were asked to bring our format around the world. A lot of these grandmas, they never left the village before. Oh. And now we're going around, all around the world. It's just too fun. And 2 years ago, when she passed, at the beginning it was too painful for me. And then, as the news spread of her death, I received thousands of emails from people from all over the world when they told me how this day with my grandma changed their life. And I felt that my community was not my village anymore. My community was the world. And I found her again in all the classes that we take every day. Okay, with the palm of your hand, let it roll under your hand. Really good. The grandmas can be really jealous of their dough and their own pasta, because the result is really important.
Already more.
Bravo!
If a grandma gives you the possibility to touch her dough, that means they're really creating a moment that lasts forever. Making pasta together means being part of a family. I think that once you get an Italian family, you cannot lose it, if you want or not.
Ciao ragazzi, ciao, ciao. And when you come home and you try to make homemade pasta at home, it's not as fun, one, and it's not nearly as good, two.
So imagine enjoying great food with a stunning view. So right across the street from the historic Colosseum in Rome is the Aroma restaurant. You can't keep your eyes off the Colosseum, especially at night, but then the food arrives, and it's just amazing. The chef there at the Aroma restaurant has earned his first Michelin star back in 2014, and his signature dishes feature the top producers in this region of Italy.
Mi piaceva lavorare con le mani in pasta, mi piaceva aiutare la mamma in cucina. Credo che in questo momento che ho deciso di fare il lavoro più bello del mondo.
Now I'm really hungry. That sauce just looked amazing.
It is amazing. And that view, you just want to take pictures of the food and the view. It's amazing. So I hope you save room for dessert when you come to Italy.
That's because gelato is what everyone craves for dessert.
During our pre-trip to Italy, we met the Gelato King. As dawn breaks over Tuscany, the countryside
Sunrise is always marvelous.
slowly stirs to life. And an ancient town rises from the mist like a dream.
Every step you take, you step into history. Every stone is 1,000 years old, more or less.
Nicknamed Middle-Aged Manhattan,
Because when you see from outside, it looks like the skyliner, you know.
the towers of San Gimignano were built as symbols of power and noble status.
Yes, middle-aged Manhattan.
But a new kind of royalty holds court here now.
Hi, and you come from?
No crown,
New York City.
no castle,
Oh, how you doing?
just a crowd
Gelato!
that follows flavor.
Okay, welcome in San Gimignano. My name is Sergio Dondoli. I am the Italian Gelato King. Italian Gelato King. Somebody tell me that. No, it's not for me.
For Italians, this is more than dessert.
Yes, gelato, so ice cream.
Do you like gelato?
So much. Of course, I'm Italian.
It's tradition.
I love it. Maybe you can see it.
It's artistry.
This one has little pine nuts in it.
It's a moment of shared joy.
Oh my God, this is so good.
You come in American TV, come on.
And no one embodies that spirit more
Gelato.
than Sergio Dondoli.
What can I say? It is my life. My first memory was I was 7 years old and I heard first time the name gelato. And I tried. It was cold, but even sweet, so happiness. And then it was my job. Yes, where are you from?
Scotland.
Oh, Scotland.
Mr. Dondoli Ice Cream Shop,
California, Turkish, Belgium, Greece, gelato.
one of the most famous ice creamer in the world.
I talk many languages. Si kann ich will, kala, aber gerne. Wo denn genau her? When Chinese come, I will let you see I can talk Chinese too.
Mr. Dondoli is always creating new tasties,
We have to be very precise.
using even local products like the saffron.
Yes, the most famous one,
What's he made with oyster?
gorgonzola, and chocolate.
Ones made with olives.
Espresso.
Pistachio,
Blueberry and ricotta.
mango.
The Vernaccia wine as well.
Okay, I love everyone, come on. I cannot choose.
Fancy flavors aside,
All right,
Sergio will tell you
let me put in.
the real secret to success is simplicity. He uses only organic local ingredients. The milk comes from a nearby farm.
Ah,
And yes, sometimes Sergio even milks the cow himself.
it's better I don't look inside. A quarter of a scoop. Come on.
Wander anywhere in Italy, and you'll see the signs.
Gelato.
But if you want the royal standard,
The best place for gelato in the world.
travel to Tuscany. Listen for the laugh. And look for the line.
Many people, many kilometers just to come to try gelato. And then they see the tower too. Oh, wonderful place.
The Gelato King's Court is always open.
You don't look of the hour. Come on, how long I have been working? No. You want to have just happiness for all the day. And when you come back at home, wow, for you, you will be happy because you've done what you really love.
You are the king.
Yes.
Okay, not far from that great gelato shop are amazing wineries.
Yeah, Tuscany is just known for fantastic wines, including those produced at Fattoria San Donato.
You can experience the wine tasting, you can experience also, let's say, also a little bit of relax, because why not?
The food and the wine is like a way for people to say, let's stop thinking about any problem, any trouble, just sit here and just enjoy the moment.
So, cheers.
Cheers. Umberto's family bought this farm back in 1932, and they've been there ever since. We got a chance to tour his winery, enjoyed a wine tasting experience. We got a chance to sample some local meats and cheeses, which were delicious. So if you travel to Italy, consider a trip to Tuscany, one of the amazing places to enjoy wine and gelato. Still to come on a journey to Italy. We're taking you to Venice. See the people behind the masks and costumes used during Carnival. And we're taking you to the hometown of Ferrari. Climb aboard for a thrill ride where it all began.
Italy is a photographer's dream. Everywhere you go, people are taking photos because there's so much to see.
You are so right. I mean, when we traveled over to Venice, we connected with a local photographer. He knew the best places to photograph, the best angles, and the best time of day to take amazing pictures.
Wandering around to try to get lost. That's probably the best way to discover Venice. I go walking, just walking, and when I see the light, that's the right moment. My name is Andrea Perotta. Photography is my big passion. In the pictures, I try to see again my old Venice. That is very rare now. I like particularly this area because it's the place where I grew up.
You grew up here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This reminds
It's,
you of your
remind me
childhood.
exactly.
Yeah. From gondoliers
The gondolier represents the love of the city.
to Carnival,
The relationship that there is with the photographer and the physical people has changed completely.
Andrea's photography is a celebration of the sights that make this floating city famous.
This is perfect.
But it's the quiet spaces, far away from the tourists, where his camera captures moments others miss.
We love a tourist. We don't have any problem about that. But sometimes we need to find also some real Venetian life area.
A life that we can all still see.
One of my favorite spots.
Thanks to the work of this Venetian, who still knows where to look.
Venice is also known for Carnival. For 2 weeks in February, the city throws a big party.
Yes, they do. And many of the colorful masks that bring Carnival to life are created in this workshop. David and his team of artisans create thousands of custom papier-mâché masks. All of these are handmade. Mask making, we learned, has a long legacy in Venice.
In the past centuries, masks were used as a way to disguise your identity. So to hide your identity and become someone anonymous among the crowd.
So to celebrate Carnival, you need a costume too. There's a warehouse in Venice with lots of costumes featured in films, theater, and the opera. You can rent one of these costumes and then wear it during Carnival or any time of the day. That's me in the center. I got a chance to wear a few of those costumes, and the experience transports you back in time.
It's very good because the people can live a dream. One time in their life, you can do it, you know.
It really transported you back in time and back into the Carnival atmosphere.
So intricate, so beautiful.
It was.
Yes,
for
and
sure.
I love all the colors. In Venice, by the way, gondolas are the way to travel. But there's another city in Italy where it's all about fast cars.
So we want to take you to Maranello, where the color is red. After all, this is the birthplace of Ferrari.
Ferrari is red. Ferrari is passion. Ferrari is Italy.
When you arrive in Maranello, Italy, the prancing horse is there to greet you. And when you step inside the Ferrari Museum, you're up close with automotive history.
They are masterpieces. And there is no real masterpiece. Each one is a single masterpiece.
Many of these masterpieces are worth millions. Cars that became legendary in F1, sports prototypes, GTs, and road cars, all of them created inside the Ferrari factory.
365 GTB4 engine, block.
Our cameras were given extraordinary access to a place few people have ever seen. So tell me about this car.
So she's one of the 33 produced in 62, 63.
Many of these Ferraris are being restored.
We know that it's insured for 100 million euros.
It's insured for 100 million euros.
Yeah.
The factory workers know how to bring these Ferraris back to their original condition because inside this room, they keep notes of every Ferrari ever created.
Every single part of every single car from the mechanical point of view.
In this factory, the Ferrari team works on cars from the 1950s, and they're restoring a Ferrari hydroplane.
She reached 242 kilometers per hour of the dose.
That's very fast.
Yeah, in the lake.
We got a sense of the speed while riding in a Ferrari through the hills of Maranello.
Policy acceleration.
Driving a Ferrari is driving a dream, and it's the passion that is behind the cars.
How important is Ferrari to this city?
It's a part of our identity.
The mayor even has a Ferrari in City Hall.
This car is called Maranello.
When Enzo Ferrari chose Maranello for his factory in 1943, he needed workers. So he taught the farmers in this city how to make his car.
They prepared a book and they went to school, they attended the courses. From that moment, the destiny of Maranello changed completely.
Tens of thousands of people raced to Maranello for the Ferrari experience.
The nice thing of this museum is there's no barrier absolutely between the car and the visitor.
The dream of an Italian car maker who built legendary cars. Many piloted by championship drivers. I almost lost consciousness. Speed and beauty. The prancing horse is still galloping.
As Enzo Ferrari used to say, which is always the nicest car? It's always the next. Being Italian is being Ferrari.
But Ferrari isn't the only car with a storied history in Italy.
Yeah, that's right, Angela. There is a smaller, slower car that is iconic in the Olympic Coast country. So coming up next, we'll climb inside the Fiat 500 for a unique tour of Italy. Lake Como in Italy may get all of the headlines because of Hollywood celebrities like George Clooney who live there. But here in northern Italy, it is all about Lake Garda, the largest lake in the Olympic Coast country. Lake Garda is 32 miles long.
Yeah, it's big. That's very big.
With quaint towns and historic estates dotting the shoreline.
So, in the first floor is a restaurant. In the second floor, that's hotel. That's only 7-8 rooms.
Sirmione is one of the must-see towns on the southern edge of Lake Garda, in large part because of this spectacular castle dating back to the 14th century. Sirmione is also an ideal spot to grab a boat tour.
Yeah, this is the best office, you look. Yeah, there's no computer, no TV, okay, no stress.
With a little luck, you'll find a captain like David.
Are you ready?
Part guide.
That's Italian music.
Part DJ. He works to hit the right note. For every audience.
Yeah, do it again. Oh.
It's all part of the Garda experience.
It's your second house, the summer house.
Every view and every town leave you wanting more.
It's wonderful.
Italy's largest lake always has something new.
See you next time. Yeah.
Waiting just beyond the horizon.
Oh, how beautiful. And there's just something about water towns.
Oh, there is. And it's so beautiful. You can spend all day, if you want, seeing different towns. You can see why we really like this Olympic pre-trip assignment.
Well, yeah, sign me up for next time.
And make sure you get David in the boat, because he makes it really fun with all the music, too.
He played some great music.
You bet.
The churches across Italy are impressive, beautiful, and historic.
But there is only one church built on the rock of the mountains here in northern Italy. Look at this. Photographer Steve Rhodes captured these amazing images using our drone Cam 13. We explored this amazing church and learned it dates back 1,000 years.
They come here to pray, and they built a monastery, strange monastery inside the cave, okay? Madonna della Corona, and Corona means rock, so Madonna of the Rock.
Over time, a church was built, then rebuilt despite the challenging accessibility. The unique site has become a pilgrimage for people around the world. Yeah, it's fun. You can either climb up to get to it or climb down. We took a car down.
I was going to say, I would choose down. When you visit Italy, there are a variety of ways to get around. The trains are great. You can rent a car, and in Venice, you can ride in a gondola.
But now I want to take you on an unforgettable tour of Italy in one of that country's most iconic vehicles. In this country, history doesn't whisper, it sings. This is a land of emperors and artists, ancient legacies, etched in stone, painted on ceilings, and towering over time. But Italy's heart,
it's gonna get real loud,
also belongs to something small.
Works so far. Guys, what to say about the Fiat 500?
Let's see if he starts first, huh?
A car with the horsepower of a hairdryer.
The gas tank here in the front and the engine in the back.
It's tiny.
Yes. It's a miracle. It's a miracle of aesthetics.
It's temperamental.
Fiat. Yep. Fix it again, Tony. That's what they say.
And somehow, it's iconic.
Yes, yes, definitely.
The bouncing speedometer. 48, 50, 51. The colors, they're really cute.
But also the shape.
It's a beautiful car.
Oh yes, very lovely cars.
It's not just a car, as I say, this is a symbol of Italy.
One of the many symbols of Italy.
The Fiat 500 was made in Turin, Italy from 1957 to 1975. Designed to be cheap and functional transportation. And believe it or not, a family car.
Parents on the front part, 2, 3 kids in the back. I mean, it must have been a nightmare, honestly.
You can still find the vintage Fiat all over Italy. Not in museums.
Welcome to our garage.
But in the hands of Fiat fanatics.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Hi, my name's Alex.
Hey, Alex.
My name is Mauro Bramante.
Alvise Di Giulio.
I'm Christian Bravi, so...
Keepers of this Italian classic.
Now, Scott, there is no right-hand mirror.
Inviting everyone to experience history in motion.
This is where the magic happens.
Oh yes, driving a Fiat 500 is very easy.
Let's rumble! We use these cars to move around the city.
Very well.
The little walkie-talkies.
Let's go now.
To communicate between the different cars.
We're in the direction of the pyramid. We do love to wow our customers.
Rome has it all. Small streets, panoramic views.
Colosseum.
At the end of the tour, people drive like Romans, you know? As long as they don't take the bad habits back home with them, it's all fine.
Country driving more your speed? You can do that too.
We offer a self-drive Fiat 500 tour.
Guys, look at this.
A Fiat tour of Tuscany.
Come and see this beauty.
Is unforgettable.
So cool.
They will see vineyards and also a beautiful view over Florence. And then they are off on the road.
Breathe it. For motorheads, that's air, oxygen. It's an honor being able to drive these vintage babies.
Part of their Italian experience.
It is the only smiling car we have in the world. Take a look to the other cars. They are always arrogant, aggressive. Not this car, they are so friendly.
Everybody started waving.
Ciao bello, ciao bella.
They all wave, don't they?
It lets you feel important. Like you're in the past.
Bravissimo Scott, you are my hero. You are my hero. I get inside my car, I drive, and I feel bad. It's my feeling good therapy, and I do it. It's unbelievable. It works every time.
This is the way to see Italy.
And I like the fact that they're small. You can get through those side streets, but 3 kids in the back? No way.
Forget it.
No way. Florence is a must-see location when you visit Italy. It's a launching point for Tuscany and Pisa.
But Florence is also a city known for its amazing art, masterpieces created by the world's best artists and sculptors. And as we discovered during our trip, There's a huge effort to preserve it all. To visit Florence is to wander a gallery without walls.
Every street you might walk down, every church you might enter, the museums, obviously.
The Renaissance was born here and never left.
Each artist was doing something new.
Breathtaking.
Absolute innovation.
Iconic.
Amazing works of art.
Sacred. But not eternal.
The works really are all very old. Many of them have not aged well.
Time really deteriorates works of art.
Fire, floods, and the centuries have taken their toll. Even masterpieces can't last forever. Unless someone steps in to help.
Buongiorno. My name is Simonetta Brandolini Dadda. I'm president of Friends of Florence. We basically are here to conserve, protect, safeguard the art and culture, really, of Florence and Tuscany.
Discreetly tucked away in workshops across the city, artisans commissioned by Friends of Florence form the front line in this battle to save history.
We have, luckily in Florence, some of the best restorers in the world.
Un desiderio capire profondamente l'anima dell'artista.
È un bronzo molto antico.
Their work delicate and slow. A single piece can take years to restore. But donors seem to think it's worth the wait and the cost. What kind of pride do you have in helping with the restoration of this incredibly famous sculpture?
Enormous, infinite. One of the real masterpieces of all time.
In 25 years, Friends of Florence has raised millions of dollars and funded over 450 projects.
Projects in all of the major museums in Florence. The Galleria degli Uffizi, the Uffizi Gallery. The Accademia Gallery, which was created actually for Michelangelo's David. The Cathedral Museum, Opere del Duomo. Also many churches. There are like living museums, really. We've done entire rooms. We've restored tabernacles on street corners, statues, sculpture, paintings, or frescoes. The list goes on and on and on.
In Florence, art is not just seen, it's felt. One brushstroke, one sculpture.
He's such a symbol of Florence.
One story at a time.
They have intervened to make it possible for those of us who live here and who love this city to continue to present these masterpieces to visitors, to new friends, in their most beautiful form. They are the new patrons of the Renaissance.
Italians have such passion and pride for keeping their history alive, from the Fiat 500, which isn't made anymore, to these prized collections of art.
Right, and those of us that love art want it to be there for our kids and grandkids, so these new generations can come to love Florence the way that we do. Still to come, we're taking you to the village where Pinocchio was born.
Yes, we got it!
We'll show you the fun photos people take at the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And we're heading to the birthplace of the violin, all ahead on the journey to Italy.
It's one of the most recognizable buildings in Italy, the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Tourists flock to see it and take photos of it. Some of the photos are just hilarious. One guy created an ice cream out of it. The famous bell tower began leaning shortly after construction all the way back in 1174. Our tour guide told us the architect made a mistake and then disappeared. But it continues to be a popular photo op for everyone who goes to Pisa.
When most people think of Italian cities, they quickly mention Rome, Florence, and Venice.
Now, those cities are all worth visiting, but on our Olympic pre-trip, we ventured off the beaten path to a place you've probably never heard of, but you certainly know the story linked to it. Nestled in the rolling hills of Tuscany is a place of terracotta rooftops and terraced gardens. Collodi, Italy looks like it was pulled straight out of a fairy tale. And in many ways, it was.
So the first line of the story, chapter 1, once upon a time there was a piece of wood. Tells the story of a wooden puppet that wants to become a real boy.
A wooden puppet given a name.
So this is our Pinocchio.
He's the most famous puppet in the world. And his story still lives in the village where it all began.
First publication of Pinocchio, July 7, 1881.
The author, Carlo Lorenzini, used the pen name Collodi to honor the town where he grew up. Today, Collodi celebrates its famous connection with pride.
So my name is Roberto Vezzani and I am the librarian at the National Carlo Collodi Foundation. Of course, the most important book of the library is Pinocchio.
Beyond the book, the puppet's presence here is, well, huge.
It makes you feel very tiny.
Yes, the tallest Pinocchio in the world.
There's a Pinocchio theme park.
We'll go through all the adventures that he lived in the book. It makes you feel like you are part of the story as well.
A traditional puppet show entertains children. There is Pinocchio art, a Pinocchio in a roundabout,
I mean, Miss Pinocchio.
and plenty of Pinocchio souvenirs. Long before Disney's version of the puppet, Pinocchio was carved into the culture of Italian families.
Oh, benvenuti qui all'isola di Pinocchio, il mio laboratorio di marionette. Prego, accomodatevi.
This artist in Venice was so inspired by Pinocchio, he decided to make marionettes for a living.
Mi dicono che assomiglio a Geppetto, cioè al papà di Pinocchio. Indubbio, certo.
And this violin maker in Cremona still cherishes this Pinocchio that was around when his daughters were young.
Dad, read me a few pages of Pinocchio and I would read it to her in the original Tuscan Italian, old Italian language, which is very, very beautiful.
La storia di un burattino, history of a puppet.
This says history of a puppet.
Yes.
And that's the first mention of Pinocchio.
Exactly.
More than a children's story, Pinocchio was a tale about honesty and morality.
He couldn't tell lies, otherwise his nose was growing. at the end he understood what is most important, the true values of life. Family.
This one is for Greece.
A story
This comes from China.
that connected with millions.
Edition from France.
The Adventures of Pinocchio is the second most translated book in the world, behind only the Bible.
Almost 700 translations in almost 200 languages.
You've probably read Pinocchio hundreds of times, right?
I guess so. It's part of my work, so I do not complain about that.
So while Collodi may seem like just another Tuscan village, it's actually the heart of a story that has touched the world. A place where imagination was born, and where even today, a little wooden boy reminds us all what it means to be real.
So that's the ending of the story.
Everywhere we went in Italy, we saw Pinocchio images everywhere. And my photographer brought home a couple of marionettes too.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, it was good.
Yes, well, music, also a big part of Italian culture.
Cremona, Italy is a city we visited before Torino hosted the Winter Games back in 2006. In fact, Steve and I liked it so much, we went back because we wanted to showcase Cremona's rich musical history that dates back hundreds of years. For nearly 1,000 years, this cathedral has stood at the heart of Cremona, Italy. A silent witness to wars, plagues, and the rise and fall of empires. Towering columns, gilded altars, and frescoes painted by Renaissance masters. Its grandeur is undeniable. And in almost any other city, this would be the crown jewel. But Cremona's greatest treasure isn't carved from stone. It's crafted in wood.
When I observe a piece of wood, I can almost already see the sound that it will produce. This will be a very strong sounding violin.
Cremona, you know, it's the city of the violin makers.
Hello, I'm Matthijs Heiligers. I'm a master violin maker, and I wish you welcome to this beautiful city, Cremona. The violin was born almost 500 years ago in this small little city in northern Italy. And it has remained the city of violin making ever since. There are a huge amount of violin makers concentrated in this town, linking together, working together, collaborating to get the level of violin making like it used to be in the 17th century.
At Cremona's Violin Museum, visitors can admire those 17th century treasures up close. These are the works of the original masters, Amati, Guarneri, and the legendary Antonio Stradivari.
Antonio Stradivari really made the most important instruments, and he has become the #1 violin maker of all time.
Exploring this museum feels less like a stroll through history and more like stepping into an art gallery. But unlike paintings on a wall,
These are musical instruments, so the visitors can also listen.
When I open the case, it really clears my mind. And you feel the responsibility, but you're also looking forward to hear them, to look at them. They are the most beautiful instruments in the world.
Stefan is 22 years old. He's playing a 1727 Stradivari.
Appunto a mio nonno, ai miei zii, a mio padre e ora tocca a me.
When you listen to the sound of a Stradivari or you have the opportunity to play it, that violin raises you to a higher level. It is like a hand coming down from heaven.
That's the magic of Cremona,
The top of the violin.
where centuries of devotion still resonate in every note.
One plank of spruce and one plank of maple. That's what it simply is. But we turn it into something very special, which is sound.
And as new generations add their voice, the music plays on. Forever tied to this city. The birthplace of the violin.
Wow.
It's amazing.
I love the sound of the violin.
Me too.
Such a beautiful instrument. In a moment, we'll introduce you to our correspondent to the Winter Games, and that's next.
Our colleague Anne-Marie Tiernan's going to be in Italy covering the Winter Olympics for us.
And Anne, she's covered many Olympics during her career. What's it like to be in the heart of it all?
Oh, it's awesome. You know, you've got all these people from all over the world that are representing their countries, and it's just so neat to see all the different colors and the pageantry and the passion. It's really cool.
What will your assignment be for Indianapolis?
So for Indianapolis, I'm going to be live on Sunrise with Julia and Julia and Matt, and so that'll be at 5, 6 in the morning, and then also on the stream at 7. I'm going to be anchoring a daily streaming show, so make sure you come into this platform to look for that. We're going to be putting that together every day. And then also we've got the Olympic shows that go from 7 to 8 o'clock throughout the week, and we're going to be having some hits in that. And then all over social media, we will be putting it up. You know, those vertical videos, we can't get enough.
Can't get enough of those.
Yes, and we're also going to be covering Nick Gepper, who is
Right.
going for his 4th Olympics, and he's changing events. He is on skis and was doing slope style down the mountain, and now he's on skis and he's in a half pipe. And so he's gotten a medal at all 3 Olympics, and he hopes to get a medal at his 4th Olympics too. Nick Gepper from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. We've got you covered.
Anne does a great job. You're going to love her coverage. And if you've enjoyed these stories, we'll have much more of our Journey to Italy coverage for you during the Winter Games on WTHR and WTHR Plus. We'll bring you the Olympic Zone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.